Hey guys, so as I'm sure most of you know, a new dually type weapon is imminent in Splatoon 3. In regard to the new main weapons that they've been adding to this game, they've been going in the order of weapon classes that were introduced to the series. So that's why we started off with a new shooter, roller, and charger, and that's also why we most recently received a new slosher and splatling. So if they're sticking to this order, then that only means one thing. The next time we get new main weapons, it's going to be a new dually umbrella. To be honest, I thought we were going to get these new weapons in the current drizzle season, but they ended up giving us 2 new special weapons instead. And you know, that's fine. I like the new specials they gave us, and I don't mind waiting another 3 months. I don't think you guys realize just how much I've thought about what a new dually type in this game could be like. Like, how many dodge rolls would it be able to do? What would its range and damage be like? Would it have some new mechanic that none of the other dualies have? The amount of questions I have about this topic is just a never-ending list, and truthfully, I didn't think we'd get any answers to these questions until the next season's trailer. And while that is true, there was one piece of information that came out recently from some data miners. Now, this isn't some massive piece of information or anything, so don't get too excited, but this is pretty interesting. Ash Binary, who's a notable data miner in the Splatoon community, as well as these other awesome people, found some interesting things in the Splatoon 3 resource size table. So there's a whole thread of things that they found here, which I'm not going to get into because that could be considered spoilers for some people, and this video is really just focusing on a new dually type anyway. I'll link the thread in the description though if it's something that you might be interested in checking out. So Ash stumbled upon the code names for 4 new main weapons. And you guessed it, a new dually type is listed here. It reads as Maneuver Long. Maneuver is what dualies are called in Japanese, so no surprise there. But the fact that the codename has the word long in it can give us a lot of info by itself. Obviously, when we see something in this game with the codename of long, it's safe to assume that whatever weapon it is going to have long range. But you know, we already have 2 dualies with pretty good range in this game already, being the Dualie Squelchers and Gluga Dualies. So for them to specify that this new dually is going to be long might mean that this new variant is going to have the most range of any dually so far. So what could this mean? The first thing that comes to my head is a backline dually, since nothing like that exists yet. I won't lie, on paper, a backline dually sounds kind of bad. Dualies are arguably the most aggressive weapon class, so for them to make a backline version of it that just kinda stays back doesn't sound like a recipe for success. But again, I'm saying it doesn't sound good on paper. Knowing Nintendo, this new dually is probably getting some type of crazy mechanic that none of us are going to see coming. Perhaps its spread mode is short range with low damage, but if you dodge roll into your turret mode, the range and damage becomes increased. Sort of like Gluga Dualies, but way more extreme. Like I'm talking like splatter scope range. And I'd also hope that it paints better than the Gluga Dualies. Or maybe the codename long doesn't have to deal with range at all, but rather its dodge roll distance. What if this dually has an extremely long dodge roll, much farther than any we've seen before? And what if that dodge roll could inflict damage, just like the Grisco dualies? Again, this codename could mean so many things, but I do think the fact that it says long means that it has something to do with long range. Okay, just cause I know someone's gonna comment this, let me just say, I know some of you are thinking right now, Chase, whoa, you are getting way too ahead of yourself here. You're really making all of this speculation and predictions based off of one small codename that might not literally mean anything? Trust me guys, I know. Masa even says here that none of the stuff found in this table is even guaranteed to come out, and any of it could be removed at any time. So yeah, the codename Maneuver Long might not mean anything. Maybe the devs are just messing with us. But I do think it's safe to assume that we will get a new dually, and speculating about what it could be based off of minimal information like this is fun, so I figured why not make a video about it. People always ask me what I think a new dually would be like anyways, so here you go. I am curious though, what do you guys think of this Maneuver Long weapon? Do you think it will be long range and backline-ish, or do you think the long might be referring to something else? Let me know down below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. We are very close to 30,000 subscribers. When we hit it, I have something very special planned. Trust me, you're not going to want to miss this. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.